Hello! Welcome, explorers, adventurers out there!
True story.
Gather, over there. Just coming up with all the movie quotes I can. Oh yeah, I guess I should show you mine too. I made it.
She did.
It's called Chili Month.
She made everything.
Except the hamburger. Yeah, I know. Okay, here's the thing. This is how it works. She plans everything, puts it in her nerd sheet, and then I make everything.
She does not.
I made the brownies for desserts, and I made the pudding. I make most things. Okay, it's fine. I give my
Which is
ideas
funny
to
because she can't cook and I can.
Whatever.
Except for chili.
Oh, my chili is amazing. Except it would be better if it had hamburger in it.
And sour cream.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't find me.
That's dumb. And guac. Would be good with guacamole. Guacamole!
So, the question is it too spicy for you? Probably. Too spicy for me? No.
So this just has cumin, because obviously you have to have cumin in beans. It's like a given. Cumin, salsa, salt, and what I normally put in is curry. What was the other thing? Garlic or onion powder, flakes, something of the accord. And meat. Did I already say that? I don't know. Water, obviously. You cook the beans first, and then I'll let all this crap in the water.
So here's the thing. Today we are going to talk about something that Lindy, or rather her son, knows a lot about.
Oh, yeah. I don't know a lot about fossils. I know a lot about the dinosaurs and their names. That's all. And if I happen to find like a video post of someone else's in my newsfeed on Facebook or on Instagram or something, then I do my own research on dinosaurs. It's kind of ridiculous. So that I can share it with my 5-year-old. Because he's all into that, you know. And I read lots of books.
He knows
with him.
more than almost any adult that I've ever met.
He knows more than me sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, in a new book, I'll be like, what's this kind of dinosaur? And he'll tell me, and I'll be like, really? And I'll have to look it up. And I'm like, how'd you know that? He's like, well, because...
Its crest is this shape, and its back
or
is this
sometimes
shape.
he just says, some paleontologist on a show he watched talked about it. But yeah, usually it's because he knows the shapes of the crest on their head, or the bill.
And the feet.
If it's a duckbill dinosaur, or if it lives in the water.
The spines on the back, just like...
Well,
that's crazy.
Here's the thing. There was one, you guys don't care about this, I'm sorry. Just one last thing. So there's this one we were looking at a picture of, and it was a theropod, which is the like Brachiosaurus kind. And so
she doesn't actually care about any of this crap. She just seriously wants to know about it for herself.
So then it had one little row of like these tall spikes on its back, and I was like, what kind do you think this one is? And he said, Amargasaurus. And I was like, no, because remember, an Amargasaurus has 2 rows of spines down its back connected by skin. So then we get into these weird arguments about which dinosaurs
about dinosaurs.
I know. So, like, I'll be like, what kind is this? And he's like, that's a Styracosaurus. And I'm like, no, I think that's a Monoclonius. So we get in these weird arguments. Because sometimes they'll have on the page and it'll point to, like, several of the dinosaur and tell you a little bit about it or whatever, but there's some that are on the page that it doesn't tell you what kind it is. And so I'm like, it doesn't say what kind this is. What do you think it is? And so we'll have a discussion about it and stuff. And
he'll tell you why.
Because the frill is shaped this way and it has the spikes on it or doesn't, or it's all even spikes, or it has 3 horns like a triceratops or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know much about fossils, but I know lots about dinosaurs. That's, you know.
But that is, okay, honestly... If you know the shape of the crest and all that stuff, the bony tissue, and this in the shape of the feet, and or like the stuff that will not or decompose, then
or if they lived in herds and their nests would be close together.
Yeah, then you would know a lot about fossils. So she honestly does know a lot about fossils. She just so I'm going to tell a little story about her son. So I was in the car with him, and I said, "Hey, Thane, what do you want to be? I mean, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And he said, "I want to be a paleontologist." Like,
obviously, clearly.
snap. I'm going to be a paleontologist. And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "What about an archaeologist?" And he's like, "What's an archaeologist?" So I was like, "They study old things." And I went into this big explanation about how they find old things and they research and they study like ancient artifacts.
No, I was like, I don't know.
They started a study about ancient artifacts and what they will look like from a certain culture and civilization and everything like that. And so I was explaining all that to him, and he was just like, "That sounds really cool." And he's like, "But I still want to be a paleontologist."
I have another story. So my son, I was asking my daughter.
It's all just going to be about her son.
This episode is about my 5-year-old. So I was on a date with my daughter and my son, and the place we sit at is like one of those long tables against a window. And my daughter sits here, and my son sits here. It's tradition, and then we get the same chocolate and everything. So I'm like, "Marion, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And she said she wants to be a pig. So, I'm like, okay. And Thane's like over here, like dying to tell me because I haven't heard it 100 times already. He's like, "Mom, I want to be a paleontologist." And I was like, "Well, what do you want to do in your free time when you're not being a paleontologist?" And he's like, "What are you talking?" Looks at me like, "What are you even talking about?" And I was like, "Do you want to take pictures of stuff like I do?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take pictures of dinosaur bones." And I'm like, "So you're going to be a paleontologist photographer. Awesome." Like, he connects everything back to that. It's kind of, I don't know. I didn't even encourage this. He took off with it and ran.
When she grows up.
He has at least 80 dinosaur toys that are small, range from, like this big to this big giant Brachiosaurus, and another one that's like a Diplodocus or something, and it's kind of ridiculous. I'm like, we don't need any more dinosaurs, please, we have enough. Don't give them any more.
But it's so cute, and like I think that it would be the coolest thing ever to like find some little decomposable or biodegradable fake bones and like bury them all over the place and then have him find them.
Be like, "Hey, we're having a pretend expedition."
And then we would be like, and then I would say something because this is more me than her. I'd be like, "Okay, now all these bones, they're going to make something and you have to put them together."
I would help him.
I wouldn't make it too complex.
Figure out how to do it.
I bet you that he would be able to.
I'm sure there's some kind of like model airplane type assembly thing that you can get that has that. I wouldn't be surprised.
And you can like throw it all together, roughly together.
It reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes.
And we can give him like little brushes to brush his little.
Calvin goes out in the woods and finds like all these little artifacts. There's like a fork and a bottle and a can. And he's like, "Look at these bones that we found." And he structures them together with Hobbes into a creature. And he gets to the last part. And he's like, I don't even remember what it is. But he's like, "I wonder what this part is. Maybe it's a horn that goes on the nose." So he just like, and then he finds out it's all garbage. Anyway, it's funny. It's Calvin Hobbes. It's obviously fictional. So, but speaking
like
of fossils,
ever.
Yeah, I love Calvin and Hobbes.
I
almost got a tattoo of that, but I didn't, thankfully. Good thing you have to make appointments to make tattoos, or I'd have a lot more than I do, and I don't want the ones I have. So anyway, don't get tattoos. Just don't.
So
that's my advice to you.
Because it's very hard to get rid of them. Anyway.
It's not really hard.
It's pretty challenging and expensive.
Yeah. Anyway.
It can be.
So, what do your kids, are they obsessed with?
Yeah.
Tell us about
and tell us especially any fossils or dinosaur stories that you have. We would love to hear that because it's super funny and I would just relate everything that you guys told me or us to her son, which is hilarious. So,
My daughter even knows.
like,
Who's
way
3?
more than me. She's 3.
Yeah, and she just picks it up along the way because she's forced to watch dinosaur kids shows, and so she just, learns it along with us. And she reads the books with us because she's like, I want to read a book. Oh, it's about dinosaurs. Okay. Sometimes she requests to read dinosaurs just because she's been conditioned. So
She's all like, hey, Lucha, you won't let me have a Parasaurolophus.
yeah. And they all have favorites.
Thane, you have 5. Give her 1.
I have favorites too. I have favorite dinosaurs, and needless to say, my favorite is Ankylosaurus and Parasaurolophus. Like she said, those are my favorite dinosaurs.
I think mine is probably Spinosaurus.
And I like pteranodons
they're water.
too. Pteranodons are
and I
awesome.
like Ichthyosaurus.
Did you say Spinosaurus?
Yeah, and I love
I like that one, too.
Ichthyosaurs, which are the water swimming ones.
And I like Brachiosaurus only because it's just so big and awesome.
And I like pteranodons. And, well, I like pteranodons better than pterodactyls, I think.
I just said pteranodons.
Oh.
Anyway, so thank you for watching.
Yes.
Once again, we love you.
Please subscribe, share, comment, tell us everything, especially if it's relating to this episode.
If it's not, we
And
don't care. Tell us anyway. We have ADHD.
Yeah. We'll be able to line it up somehow. And may adventures be in your cards.